Alright, red GTRs, northbound, Alta Street. Left westbound over the grass, over to Las Lagunas. Cross Las Lagunas to westbound.
Do they have vehicles on the Coquette?
I'm trying to catch up. That's Adams Apple coming up to Clay.
I still want units on that Coquette because then they'll just
Northbound
keep recurring.
Clay. And Lindsay Circus westbound.
I'll assist you with that one. Keep comms on that swap.
I'm gonna keep comms right now because I think I'm alone. Southbound Palomino.
Copy. Coming.
Left onto Rockford southbound. Do we have Air 1 on the primary target?
Oh, we have the gray sports vehicle following you down.
Uh-oh, that's not good. Southbound Dutch London.
Bike South Decker Street, 22.
Continuing southbound Dutch London. Going around the stadium. Continuing eastbound Dutch London. Passing the stadium now, coming up to Topio Parkway.
Blue Speed Bike over the 30 months, buddy. I appreciate you.
Coming up to the Barrio. I'm still alone on this vehicle for eastbound Dutch London. Barrio now. On the El Rancho northbound. Vehicle spinning now, 1050 into a might be on, nope, back on its wheels. Southbound Dutch London, I'm still alone.
Before left on Carson.
We're heading back towards Dutch London.
R35 is westbound underneath the parking lot, coming on lower power, left, southbound lower power.
Northbound Royal Einstein.
On Vespucci, continuing.
Two interferences here. There's a Sultan Mark II and a... Get into a Sultan Mark II now. Northbound Royal Einstein. On a McDonald westbound. Right into the old courthouse.
We don't have any units on the R35 anymore. It's currently northbound Strawberry.
Copy. I'll reattach.
You know what? I don't care about cars.
I'm sticking on the interference vehicle, gray in color, sports vehicle, whatever it's called.
Westbound Innocence for the Sultan Mark II.
Red R35, westbound San Andreas, right northbound Elgin, BCB.
Sultan Mark II is getting onto West Olympic.
Right, R35 is northbound Alta, correction power.
Sultan Mark II just jumped down towards Clay. Or northbound Clay.
I'm coming down.
Right,
Oh my God.
Got ground units on this now.
Yeah, I'm alone on this vehicle, northbound Clay, going into White Garage.
411 attaching.
And the vehicle that you're chasing is the guy that did the swaps, the passenger?
Yes, yes.
Air 1 redirected that, we got via...
No, the main passenger was in the red GTR.
Oh, copy.
The driver of the Coquette's now eastbound Del Perro, exiting for Elgin, has a lot of distance on me.
Copy, let's stick on this then, everyone.
Left, northbound Elgin.
TR's westbound Marlow. Coming back down to Elgin.
I'm VCB on the Mark II.
Fuck, I can't keep up.
Alright, I'll keep comms on the GTR until you find it again. Take comms straight away. We're southbound Ellis Freeway. Still southbound Ellis Freeway, approaching Vinewood Drive. Crossing under Vinewood, crossing under bridge. Still southbound Ellis Freeway, passing popular exits. Taking the exit to Elgin, I believe? No, Del Perro westbound, Del Perro westbound. On opposite lanes, still Del Perro westbound. Back to correct lanes, approaching La Plata. Opposite lanes, taking La Plata, southbound.
I really don't know who this is, chat, but
La Plata, opposite lanes.
When I think about it,
lanes. No, still opposite lanes.
and I don't think
Taking
it's
Plata,
nobody's
opposite
fault.
lanes,
I
southbound,
don't think.
BCB.
Continuing southbound
But
Lower Border.
how sad is it that a Volt, like 90% of plans for a Volt these days are let's swap into another car.
Copy, got an eastbound Innocence, correction.
I don't know whose fault that is, but I wish we could go back to
He's just doing circles. Alright.
something, you know, I don't know what the word is. I don't want to say interesting, but interesting.
Copy, got an eastbound Innocence,
And again, it's not this group's fault. Spikes North Outer.
Copy, they're coming.
Copy, slowing, going around the spikes, northbound Alta.
I need you to take primary. I need to repair. I'm bugging down.
Maybe. Spike 7 7.
Cover eastbound Adams Apple, left northbound. So northbound power, going lower power. Right eastbound San Andreas. Left northbound Elgin, VCB. Probably went into the
I think
parking
it's.
lot. Did
I
not
think it's.
fire.
Parking lot.
Yep, they are northbound lower power. Northbound lower power.
Northbound, left
Going out to
westbound
Alta.
integrity.
Spikes westbound
We
integrity.
go to westbound integrity over to Alta.
Hold right, hold right, hold right.
Southbound Alta. That one's about 45%. Still southbound Alta. Approaching
To get Planescape PD come with all units, yeah, I completely agree. I think it's sad that the biggest crime in the city is put.
The alleyways coming up to San Andreas, right eastbound San Andreas.
The biggest crime in the city, or what's supposed to be, you know,
Left,
the biggest
northbound
crime.
Elgin, possibly going into the parking lot.
If not the casino, that never happens. But
Got it, still straight through, northbound
even the
Elgin.
casino would have a, you know, swaps instead, you know.
Approaching Popular, crossing, still northbound
And again, I don't
approaching San
put
Andreas.
fault necessarily to
Spanish, God.
the
Left,
groups
westbound
doing
Spanish.
this, but at the same time,
Crossing
it's only the
Alta,
groups doing it
westbound
that can
Spanish.
change it. You know what I mean?
Left, southbound Alta, I believe. So southbound Alta, right westbound Howick.
If cops don't come a lot, well, I think the cops don't come a lot because it's just this, you know.
Spanish, up to Vinewood.
There's a lot of waiting, and then it's a normal chase with 100 swaps.
Approaching Vinewood now, left westbound Eclipse. Westbound Eclipse, passing Roosters Rest.
Other Taurus past me.
And now southbound St. Vitus, left eastbound Spanish.
I think,
Eastbound
again,
Spanish.
this is me trying to zoom out of the perspective here. I think the bigger issue is criminals do shit like this on a daily because they feel like there's nothing else to do,
Now eastbound Poplar,
which I think is a bigger issue for the server
transitioning southbound Poplar.
and server mentality on roleplay in general, and you know,
We have 4 units on it here. One if you want to bring off Figarico.
just general roleplay that doesn't require mechanics.
905 secondary eastbound Sanchez, right southbound El Rancho. Right westbound Vespucci. They just ran over Lorco. Going offward towards Elysian and the pair northbound. Disregard U-turn southbound Elysian Field. Sorry, go. Southbound Elysian Field. Merging lane. Going right lane, travel southbound Elysian Field. Going offward towards the train track. East westbound.
Towards Popular Street, exiting northbound Popular Street, VCB.
It went
Continue west, continue
Olympic. Olympic westbound. Westbound, right lane travel.
Oh, opa!
Going off ramp to Adams Apple. Stand by. Westbound Adams Apple.
Everyone, get a splash and come back real quick. We're not comfortable.
Copy.
Stop on power, right
Take it off
westbound
again now.
Benny's alleyway. BCB went to Alta.
Alta Street. Northbound Alta Street, BCB.
Sorry, boss.
Alright, everyone's backing around.
They didn't go northbound Alta, they probably went power, Lower La Puerta.
Well, rip.
I think I may have seen the Lower La Puerta northbound, not 100%.
I've had nothing eastbound off the off-ramp of Lola Porter to Del Perro yet, so not that way.
Copy.
We'll check Bay City Ave.
Ugh. I need a cup of tea, dude.
Everyone's code 16 westbound Del Perro over.
Metas and roleplay, yeah, I agree. I don't know. I think you've got to change what you can change. So if I can change the PD, but
Del Perro from Bay City Incline.
it's difficult.
Code 6 Whiskey.
I think we're doing a pretty good job on encouraging people to,
Yeah, all around.
roleplay how they want to
Seaside
roleplay.
area looks clear.
But it's also like on the same time when I break people off of a call to come to a 1090 that's just the same kind of chase. I don't know how I feel about that, like there was a chase with multiple interference cars and they were, doing this and that. And then I break them off to go to a 1090, which is just another chase with other interference cars. When it used to be, I don't think they're involved. Not a lot breeds innovation right now, yeah. It's difficult when it comes to that kind of stuff with PD.
Vehicle southbound Elgin, and then it went westbound Adams Apple, VCB on it.
Because when it comes to PD, you have to
Adams Apple, VCB.
you have to keep
Yeah,
the
that's,
server
I
running
think 14. I don't know if,
while
I
also
forget
trying
the
to
call.
give people room to roleplay, and it's a very, very tricky middle ground to find. Like when Pred was sheriff, it was good, and you would have noticed that PD roleplay was up good because there was so many units on duty
David Jackson.
that people could do what they wanted, pretty
Did anyone
much.
deal with the Massacre, by the way? Because it did come back to a semi.
Because there were so many units and I think there was probably a little bit less crime. There wasn't a lot of like we have to be out patrolling 24/7.
Band South Rockford.
Was the black and color AMG, was one of them involved?
I don't remember saying black color MG.
I don't think so. I just remember the silver car being like involved.
Did anyone get a play that came back to Antonio?
The Copper Jason roleplay. Yeah, it was good, right? I don't know, dude.
Negative. I got one that's it. The license plate R35 comes back to David Jackson. I'm not sure if that's the R35 or the Spectre white body looking vehicle.
Yeah, David Jackson, a member of Rust, and other suspicious person I was negotiating with in front of the vault was also a Rust member.
That was Rust.
Is that plate flagged on that R35? The David Jackson one?
What the fuck? I couldn't turn the car.
Unsure.
What the fuck?
Let me just try.
When there's enough patrol units. Yep.
No,
Yeah. It's not an easy problem to solve. Really not.
Yeah, did a flyover of the Ross compound. It had no movement.
Must have been bleeding for gas, though. I thought there would be at a
Oh, hey, Jack. Good to see you, mate. How you doing?
Not too bad.
Good. Well, you just missed a really exciting vote robbery. So, lucky you. Hey, just a few swaps, just a few car swaps, really exciting. You're missing out, Jack. Missing out.
In regards to the pursuit, I know that there's a lot of swaps on the vehicles. We also want to make sure that we always keep pressure on the swap vehicles because then they'll
Dan,
just,
I'm sorry.
let them go after someone jumps up
About
on
what,
top
sir?
of the seat.
I was trying to catch up to help you with their pursuit with the. I think I can't remember what car it was, but I couldn't catch up.
No reason to apologize, Derek. You're good.
You're just such a good driver, Dan. Honestly, you were on top of it that whole pursuit.
I would say that's the most pressure I've seen on interference vehicles in a while, so good job, everyone.
Yeah, I know.
We didn't get them, but good practice.
I'm surprised they're around this time, to be honest. If it's Rust.
Are we calling that one UTL?
Yes, let's do more police work. Let's call this UTL. Wrap it up.
Yeah, they want RTB.
400. I will say, even though we didn't manage to, you know, get anybody out of that pursuit, good job on keeping 2 pursuits going at the same time. That was fantastic.
Dispatch 424, 1041.
Good morning, Davenport.
Morning.
Dispatch 318, show me 1041.
My God, it's shift 3 mom, Daisy Dukakis. Welcome to the shift. I'm so glad you can be the mom of this shift. Thank you.
What do you mean? You're the shift 3 mom.
Shut up, Six. 10-3.
Can we have 2 moms?
No.
I'll call Nancy real quick.
What repair shops are open? Doesn't look like any are.
Hello.
Nancy, are you okay?
No, I've been on duty for 12 hours now.
Listen, respectfully, it's showing. Okay, Nancy.
I know it's showing.
You nearly killed me.
I thought that I was following Dan, and I was following somebody else entirely different.
And then
I was like, "You're not alone, Dan."
You drove into a wall.
I did.
And
I did.
another one. Yeah.
I did. But listen, you want to know what I did today?
What?
I gunned down 2 people on my own that shot at officers. All right, downed Gary Berry, downed Trooper Ripley, shot at Bison, and at Kovacic. I was the only person in that tunnel because they were in the opposite tunnel when they were shot at, and I gunned them down, and I processed both of them because nobody showed up to process the second one. And one of the people that I processed had a hot gun that came back to 6 different reports, or like 5, I don't even remember. They had like 700 months of like parole. And it took me 45 fucking minutes, maybe 40, to actually process them. And I feel like that took a toll on me. That took a toll on me because their gun came back to so many fucking things. And I was processing essentially more people. You know, it was a 78 call that everybody was involved in. And yet there was no one to fucking process the second person. So I had to process 2 people at once. And this guy just had a fucking hot gun that came back to incidents dating back to 19 days ago. So every single incident was a VFT shooting involving Saints. Anyway, that took a toll on me, sir. That's how I started my shift. How are you?
I'm good.
All right. But yeah, I did gun down
Well
2
done,
people. I'm a
Nancy.
shooter today. I'm a
you
shooter.
are a shooter. It's very, very good. Very,
Yeah.
but perhaps you know, maybe
Take
once you hit the take a break.
Maybe. Are you riding with anybody, sir? Maybe I need to be a passenger princess now.
I would, Nancy, but I'm about to do some office hours because I'm going to get some feedback from the LSPD about things.
You know what? Let me take notes for you. Let me take a break just taking notes of.
Okay, yeah, you take notes for me, Nancy. That'd be fantastic.
All right, I'll be
Great,
Can I wear a skirt?
I'm not gonna.
Or do I have to be in uniform? Just asking. Do you want me to be a secretary?
This is a HR trap, isn't it? This is some kind of HR trap. I'm not answering this question.
No.
I was about to end up on TikToks for that. Madison. My office,
What's up,
yeah.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh, God.
I knew it.
Sit down.
I
Where's
should have asked
Kylie?
for money.
Kylie! Hello, Remington.
Hello. How you doing, Chief?
Good, thank you. Jenna, my office now. Remington, my office now.
What?
My office now.
Okay.
Kylie! Kylie! Nancy, my office now.
Oh.
Stokes, my office now.
Yeah.
My office, Nancy, now.
In your office, okay.
I don't know. That's fine.
Oh, and you want to know what's up too? That person gunned down Dan Feely. He was actually, that's how that shit started. And then can you believe Dan Feely spiked me today? Right
Ooh.
after that? He
Oh
fucking
my
spiked me,
god.
so maybe
I'll deal with it, don't worry.
I regretted
Hey,
it.
Ass
I
Chief.
regretted my job.
Hello,
that
Ass
moment.
Chief. How are you?
Oh, you think you can do pleasantries with me, huh?
You're looking fabulous today, Chief.
I'm married, Remington.
You can
Right.
receive compliments.
You know why I brought you here, don't you?
You want feedback?
No.
Oh,
Because
good
we're
job,
the best of the
Nancy.
best.
Guys, I
Nancy's
see
good
I'm a
at
psychic.
Nancy's
He
pretty
wants
good at this.
feedback.
Listen,
Yep, I'm really
guys.
good.
How are things going? I want, this is the open. Listen, I'm not going to judge you for your opinions. I want all of them. So give me them now. Everything, good and bad. How do you think things are going? What do you need? What do you want? What do you think could be?
Oh,
Wait, someone go first, please. No, nobody has
It's only my
anything.
4th week.
I got nothing. I'm doing great.
So you're telling me, Kylie, right now, you think there could be nothing better about police work in general, either out patrolling
No,
or
yeah.
behind the scenes, that you're telling me there's
I
nothing?
think that there could be something better about police work. Like I said, I was left with the processing of a scene that involved around maybe like fucking 12 people from last storm, and I ended up
I'll
having
shift
to
too.
process. That's a. But I guess do you want feedback for this shift?
Now, also, LSP though, who was involved in that?
Bison, Gary Berry LSPD?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bison, Gary Berry.
Were they both injured though? Were they shot down?
No. Gary Berry was shot down. Bison was actually the person that collected evidence in the tunnel before the storm. And I guess nobody like stepped up to process Gordon. I had Josh Beretta, and it ended up that I had to ask at the PD meeting, "Hey, is anybody gonna do that?" And literally only COVID chick was like, "Yeah, I have the gun of one person," which wasn't any of those two people. So he went to
Okay.
process a guy, and then like nobody actually went to help me. I had to process two people. I spent 4 minutes down there because this guy had a hot gun.
Okay. All right. I'll reach out, see what I can do about that. Okay. Yeah, I think that's a PD-wide issue of people just not, wanting to process people. But I think that's
I
something
made
that
a
we.
fuck. Do you want to know how much money I made?
How much?
$80,000.
Oh my god!
yeah.
Nice,
I'm
man.
kidding.
Get that
I didn't
back.
make that much money. I actually just billed a guy for $80,000. I think I made like $7 grand off that.
Okay, that's
But you know
nice,
what?
dude.
It's the bill that counts. It
It's the
was
bill that counts.
$80,000, right?
Okay. Yeah, so let's, obviously, you're all very good at what you're doing here, so I don't think that's going to happen from any of you guys, but if you see it happening, let's put a stop to that. Okay, that's good feedback, Nancy, good feedback. Anybody else? Come on, this is
I submit
open.
all my feedback reports all the time.
Yeah, I see those. Yeah, those are some of the things I'm bringing up to high command about things we can change, but I think I'll bring them up to command and see what they think as well. So I do see those, Remington. Thank you for those.
I mean, the suggestions that I've had are things that I think is being worked on, like the fixes to the Taurus, making it not paper, and the front bumper not being all jagged and weird. And I mean, a wish list to be S Plus Explorer, but
Can you shout, Kylie? I can't hear you from there.
That's because you should be on that side of the table, Nancy. Then you'd be able to hear them.
Yeah, if
Well,
I'm
listen,
here,
well,
then
listen.
you
No
have
one
to
can
be...
hear them from outside. It's like we're soundproofed in here, so there's no reason to
That's true.
sure
whisper.
about that?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
You can't hear anything from outside.
Yeah. What was you gonna say, Kylie? Wish list? Oh, S Plus Tour,
S
S
Plus
Plus Explorer.
Yeah.
I don't think that will happen. If I'm honest.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want it to happen. I don't know, because it's one of those where like everybody has. I love the Explorer, but I don't drive it because it's not S Plus.
Yeah.
So it's one of those where like it's the same thing. It's kind of like an aesthetic thing, but also like a personal preference kind of thing. I feel like if we can have an S Plus for everybody, I feel like we could also have an S Plus Taurus. So yeah, I'm 50-50
I think
on
that
that.
the Taurus drives better than an Explorer and drives exactly like an Explorer should off-road. I don't think there's a need to have an Explorer if it's just for aesthetic purposes. Because the Taurus is like miles better than actually
We
handles
cannot get rid of the
off-road.
Explorer. It's a beautiful car.
No.
Yeah, but also for
Because I
K9
feel like
as
if
well.
you mess
Nancy.
with the Explorer as to make it S Plus, someone out there is gonna try to fuck with the Taurus, and then they're gonna fuck it up more, even more.
Yeah, I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up a bit. I don't think that's actually been brought up about the S Plus Taurus, but yeah, I can bring that up. Great.
Okay.
Anything else?
Oh,
Actually, this
I
has
found
been
a hot gun, and then I dated back to the report, and the report body was TBD 19 days ago.
Who?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Dan Philly.
Okay. I would go and talk to Dan about that. I think that's see what he says. You know, see why that might have happened and whether it's an honest mistake or not. But yeah, Nancy, please do that and get back to me. That'd be great.
Oh,
Actually,
I called him. I called him after just like let him know that I only charged the person with the gang-related shooting because I couldn't make out what was happening in there. And he said, "Oh yeah, I wrote that." Like I guess he just like forgot to write a body.
Okay. I'll get someone to talk to Dan about that. Madison, what were you gonna say?
I got two things. One of them is more something we can't really do, but more of a Air One issue that's been an issue for months. It's more so I wish Air One went a tad bit faster so people can't just go on the freeway and lose us. I think it's
That'd be
fucking
nice.
dumb. I mean, it's not really a you thing that you can fix, but I think it's just good to kind of bring out in the air.
Let me get my notes. Hold on.
Yeah, because it literally goes 104.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. I think everybody hates a highway chase, whether you're in a car or whether you're in Air One. Yeah. So. Yeah, let me add this to the list. I think it did get brought up. I can bring it up again. But I do agree. I think maybe like make it faster. Maybe, you know, maybe that takes up more fuel. Your fuel drains quicker when you're going faster. Makes sense.
Yeah, just like even if it was like 10 miles faster, just kind of not be so instant of VCP because you know distance.
Helicopter S plus mode.
Second thing I think we can kind of bring up more so that we can kind of do on our end. Similar to the report thing, I know when you process people, it's kind of hard. For example, someone didn't do something possessions wise, and we don't know who processed them. Rather than going to do 50 different hoops to find out who, we added into the report of who processed who, just so if there's an issue with some suspect or something that doesn't link back, we can go to the direct officer rather than going to the reporting officer, and then they don't know, and then it's like 50 other officers that we have to go through.
I feel like that's been brought up in several meetings that we should, like, where we've got the suspect list on the report, we should have their arresting officer. Like, I've always been doing that when multiple officers have been involved and I've been the primary. I always put who arrested who.
Yeah, I think let's just start telling people to do that. I think that's simple enough.
Yeah.
Let's just try and do that. I think I have seen it a lot lately, so it is becoming more normal, but we just got to enforce it on our own. So yeah, do that. It's simple enough to just say, you know, these were the suspects, and then just quickly put next to each one who processed who. It's not difficult.
I mean, it makes it a lot easier at the end of the day. Like, it takes 2 seconds, and it just saves a whole lot of time in future if there is an issue, so.
Yeah, I agree.
And a casino fund, just saying.
Okay.
So
Any
you can
other
drain it in 2
feedback?
seconds?
No, Madison, you're not having a bloody casino fund, okay? It's not happening. You can go to Gamblers Anonymous, okay?
No.
I think she might need that.
Stuck shut.
Okay, any other feedback before I ask some maybe difficult questions? Okay, I'm gonna ask a question. I really want you to be honest with me. I think we can all be honest with each other in this room. Do you enjoy getting on duty?
Hell yeah.
You don't have to say the same as everybody else. Okay, that's two. That's good. Jana?
I do.
You don't sound so sure. You don't have to say yes. Like, this is the thing.
Can I talk to you after, just one-on-one?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, perfect.
Maddie?
I mean, I enjoy it. I think the only thing I don't enjoy is just when it's either constantly boosts or gang-related shootings. But I think it's just one of those things that kind of come with it. So it's like, you know, I mean, overall, I'm happy. It's just a couple of calls that I don't really enjoy, but that comes with the job, you know.
Great. I appreciate the honesty. Nancy?
It's okay.
No, well, I said, do you enjoy getting on duty?
Yeah, and I guess that's the answer. Okay. It's all right.
It's like,
do I
it's
enjoy?
all right.
Am I like loving it?
Yeah.
It? Depends on what I have to do.
Okay, so when you get on duty, what is some things you have to do that you really just don't enjoy and makes it unfun?
I don't like it when I have to respond to 78 calls because the officer, instead of choosing to be somebody 77, decided to start their own thing, not having backup for it in a situation where they would get shot. And then I have to go from back to back to back to back to either 77 calls or, I mean, 78 calls or 78 calls. I hate that because I end up inevitably becoming a janitor because in the shift that I've been on, I'm not talking about this one, just a lot of people choose not to collect evidence and just disappear. So you end up doing that over and over again. I had a shift I did about maybe 5 hours of evidence logging a couple of days ago. And then the next day I stayed in my room playing 10 hours of Final Fantasy 16 because I just couldn't be here. I just didn't want to because I did so much paperwork.
Yeah, just having to clean up after everybody else. And everybody. Can I also? Is it also part of like not being able to do your own thing, like not being able to choose kind of what you're doing, and instead having to like?
No, because here's the thing though, I don't feel comfortable doing my own thing, knowing that somebody has to do this shit. I hate doing back to back to back to back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I know that probably 2% of people are going to do that. And I like, you know, so like I can't with a clear conscience be like, I don't give a fuck. I can't do that. So then I end up going there and doing it because who the fuck else is going to do it?
I know what you're saying. I think like I guess I have a different perspective in shift one because if somebody's calling for backup and they really need it, then I don't have an issue going to it. Are you saying that this is coming from like a place of like people are being stupid?
I'm not talking. I don't know if they understood it, but I'm not talking about a 77 call. I'm talking about selfish patrolling. It's instead of you trying to make yourself useful to somebody else that already has something ongoing, you start your own thing, and then you go to a place you're going to get shot when you don't have a 77, instead of being like, I'm not going to that place that I probably will get shot because I don't have a 77.
Okay.
So they
it's
don't
like,
follow the SOP of like, don't go to 71 calls, or like don't go to fucking drug calls in the middle of like the South Side peak time. That sort of thing. If you don't have 77s to go to, just don't do it. Selfish policing is an issue. Like, instead of you going like, hey, can I make myself useful somewhere? You're like, oh, I'm just gonna start my own shit. Can I get a 77? No one responds. And then you go there where you're gonna get shot. And then you do get shot. And that becomes a 78's call. And then people have to redirect themselves there because you weren't thinking about making yourself useful to others. You were thinking about doing your own shit.
okay. No, that's perfectly valid. I think we experience that every now and then, I think, in shift 3 and 1, but I imagine it happens a lot more often in shift 2, respectfully. Because I think it's a bit of a more dangerous place. And you also have more units. So okay. On that, I'll kind of reach out to Sweets to see if he's noticed things like that and see if we can get things moving.
There are days that it really happens. Like a couple of days ago, it did happen like back to back like that. And there are days where it doesn't. So it's a thing that like, there are just those days that it just keeps happening,
Yeah.
But it's not a thing that happens every single day.
No, I get you. It's still a problem, though. It's still a problem that says I needs fixing. Okay. Well, that's all I really wanted you guys for. If anyone wants to stop back, I know Jana, you want to speak to me afterwards, but if anyone wants to speak to me after Jana, feel free. I'm going to be in here for a while, but I appreciate the feedback. I'm going to try and make this a more regular thing, just so we can keep on top of everything. And just to finish off, I guess we've got any stars and wishes, guys. Any praise you wanna, any not recommendations. What's the thing? Like commendations you wanna give me about people that have been doing good work, or anything that you particularly want to happen in LSPD? Anything like that before we go? Good things. Anybody?
Maddie, you pointing?
Oh, Jana. Just Jana.
Just
really
gold star for Jana, okay?
Yeah, honestly,
gold
no.
star for Jana.
Seriously though, she's done a lot. So that's one thing I can say is she's very dependable. So
Yeah, I can agree to that. Yeah, Jana, you're doing a very good job, and it's being noticed. Okay, and anybody else got anything? It doesn't have to be people in this room, by the way, Maddie.
I mean, I think overall, I said this at the meeting the other day, with Shift 3 just in general. LSPD especially, I think we're really, really a strong house right now. Well, not really a strong house, but we're all, like, there's really no issues. It's very much a smooth sailing ship. So I'm very happy right now with how we're doing.
That is something that I think I'm, both me and the chief are very proud of. But for me personally, I don't want to get, I don't want to, what's the word? I don't want to, how am I trying to say this? I don't want to get complacent, I think is what I'm trying to say. So we have to keep on improving ourselves. So I guess one thing that I would like from all of you in this room is a big thing I really want is two things. I want some more community policing, really getting down in the nitty gritty with the civilians of the city, getting to know people, taking your time. This is one thing. Taking your time. If you go to a call, I want you guys to be giving 100% to that call and seeing it through till the end. Like, I don't want anybody like breaking off from anything halfway through, or like leaving a civilian out in the middle of nowhere to go to a boost or something like that. Take your time with things. I think you guys are probably the wrong people to say this to, because I think you do this anyway. But just taking your time. And then another thing is just in general, I want you to kind of like look left and right and really realize who you're patrolling with, and then try and figure out like what they're good at, what you think they're good at, even speak to them if you don't know what they like doing or what they think they're good at, and kind of really getting to know each other so that you can utilize each other as a team really well. So like today.
Oh, I have a thing. I have a thing, Dark. I have
Yeah,
a good thing that I did.
go on, Nancy.
I ran over a civilian in the middle of a chase, and then I stopped my car. I got out. I took them to the sidewalk. I flashed my badge at them. I called the EMS, and I said to them, "If you want to sue me, go ahead."
Oh
and then I just got back in my vehicle when EMS arrived. And I did a thing. Most people at my shift don't even stop. Just run them over and like turn them into ketchup. I flashed my badge. I'm waiting for the lawsuit. Thought you'd be proud of that. Are you proud of that, sir?
I don't think that's funny, Nancy.
I don't know. I'm not laughing. I'm just saying that I flashed. No. I'm just saying that I flashed my badge. I flashed my badge at them. I took my time. I took my sweet time. I got them off the street. EMS arrived, flashed my badge at their face, said, if you want to sue me, go ahead, 411. And then I reattached to the chase, and we caught the person. Right? That's right. I did my due diligence.
I was going to say, well done for doing the bare minimum. Great. I was going to say that. And then you said, here's my badge, so you can sue me if you want. Listen, Nancy.
Is that not the proper way to go about it? I feel like you shouldn't hide who you are. You know what you did.
Yeah, but you just maybe take your time and, really make sure they're okay. Get their name so that you can follow up with
I made sure they're okay. But I let them know. If you want to sue me, here's my badge number.
Okay. And you didn't just drive off and left them, it wasn't just a quick thing.
No. It wasn't just no, I really took my time. You know that people just drive on them, over them, for the most part.
Yeah, keep driving.
And they keep driving, right?
I'll go with it. Even though you were laughing about it, well done on doing the bare minimum, Nancy.
You cannot prove that I was laughing about it because I did not have a smile on my face.
Okay, Nancy, how these stalls that I was on, how I wanted people to give them to other people, but I'm proud of you of giving one to yourself. Okay, gold star for yourself, Nancy. That's great.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Anybody had anything else? Otherwise, I'll let you go out there and do some good work, as I'm sure you will do.
I'm sure if I think of something, I'll put it in the feedback form.
Yes, I have taken my time, gone through everything. Actually, last night during the PD meeting, I went through all the feedback. There's a lot. There's about 30 responses, but I'm going to try and get back to everybody that, I can, that has given me contact details. I'll get back to. But I am going to be passing that stuff on to command and high command, depending on, the severity of the stuff. But, I appreciate anybody filling out that feedback form because it is useful and I do look at it. So, all right. Well, thank you guys for giving me a bit of your time. I won't waste any more of your day, but, thank you very much. And, keep doing what you're doing. If you want to have a one-on-one, just, wait till Jana's gone and I'll see you. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
No, thanks, Dart.
Of course, anytime. Okay, Jana, how can
Hello. So, I'm just gonna say it like this. I love command of LSPD, and I love my uniform. I love patrolling as an LSPD officer.
Oh no!
I love my job fully as an officer.
Oh no!
I love the people that I meet day to day.
Please don't leave.
I love my relationships that I have built throughout being on the LSPD thus far.
You're
post
joking.
And pre-shakeup. And there's not a single officer that I know personally on the LSPD, not speaking poorly about the PBSO or SDSO, that I cannot depend upon on a day-to-day basis.
Please, God, no.
Having consistent support from people such as Madison, yourself, as well as Queen Libby is a huge blessing, and it makes coming to work a lot easier than if I were to just come to work and have no one be around me. That makes it that easy. Is
that a cat?
And my my stance right now is I don't really know where I stand, if that makes sense. Because I get told, oh, you're great, you're great, you're great, but no one's speaking to me about final eval or anything of that sort. I got an eval a few weeks ago, and I was told it's kind of just like a basic eval. I'm really interested in doing the district program that you're running, more specifically
Oh no.
Central, Vespucci Beach, and East Los Santos. But I understand I can't do that as a cadet, so I'm just not really sure what to do or where to move forward with this.
Okay. Very valid concern. Honestly, hearing that has me a little concerned. So
And I'm not going to throw another person under the bus, but there's someone else that doesn't know about their final eval either.
Final, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll ask generally about people getting to because I'll be honest, I've been pretty hands off with the FTO program, so I think I'll be honest. I'm trying to think any other cadets that like you're the main cadet that I have really. You and Lucas Lavender, who's a full officer now, were the only two cadets that I kind of really saw or interacted with much, and obviously, if I'm honest, Jana, I consider you a full officer already, so I'll reach out and find out for you. If I'm honest, like I've been around the block. I've been around for like 4 years now.
Yeah.
The way I see your future going, I see you being a full officer for a few months, maybe 2-3 months. But I do see you going down the detective route. I don't know whether that's something you're interested in.
It's absolutely my like biggest goal. I don't think you and I spoke when I was doing dispatch. I was really into tracking 37s. I was really early AU. Like mid AU is when I would stop. I did really short shifts, which is ironic because now I do as long as shifts I can stand. But I was doing 37 tracker charts. I actually would show Espino's them and I would map them out, but the 99s became a thing, so it would mess up the whole entire chart because it would show 37s.
Those boosting bastards.
Yep. That's why I hate boosts, because they messed up my 37 charts.
I hate these boosting bastards, man. Okay, no, yeah, well, I'm glad I got a good read off you, Jana, because, yes, I will, once you got a bit of officer experience under your belt, then, 100%, I was in the same position as you. I actually got in trouble. Me and my best mate, Lauren Forcer, we got in trouble when we were cadets because we were doing detective work, investigative work as cadets, and, yeah, we got in trouble. So, it was kind of like, okay, let's get promoted, and then we put our heads down for a bit. And eventually, I think both of us made it into it was either major crimes division or it was the joint task force at the time. So listen, I've been in your shoes, but I do really recommend, definitely, keep your finger in investigations, but focus on patrol work as a whole. Focus on becoming a well-rounded police officer, which I think you're definitely getting there, Janet. You ain't got to worry about it. Just get some experience under your belt, and then I'll definitely pass your name forward to Knight for detective stuff.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. I really want to do my main thing that I have come to a consensus is gangs and drugs. I know it's ironic because it's probably a lot of people's things, but I like that. But I've also been brought into a lot of these like missing people kind of things, which is ironic because once again, as a cadet, I've been brought into a bunch of investigations. It's like, oh, hey, watch this person and watch this person. Make sure this person's alive.
I think it's because you kind of encapsulate what we want from LSPD, which is very good police officers who other people can rely on, and I think everybody realizes they can rely on you. So it's kind of just like, I mean, everything that I think anybody has put you to so far, you've done and followed through on. So, like, especially the seaside stuff that you've helped me out with, and so, just keep that up. I think people have noticed it already, Jana. So,
Sweet.
but you're okay. Like other than the final
Yeah, no,
thing, you're doing good.
I just wanted to speak to you one-on-one. It just feels more professional to do that than talk about it in front of everyone.
No, I think I've said this before. Like when I was talking to sergeants about getting feedback and stuff, it's like, you know, do some groups. But I think also try and get people one-on-one as well because they're more comfortable to talk one-on-one. So some people are better in groups, some people are not. Because some people won't bring up their opinion unless somebody else brings it up. And so sometimes when somebody brings up an opinion in a group, they feel more confident to talk about it, you know? I know that's certainly how, it comes up with me. I'm not the best at confrontation, but if somebody else brings up the topic I'm pretty passionate about, I'll jump in and I'll put the boxing gloves on, you know? I'll tag in.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I appreciate you, grab me one-on-one. I'll reach out. What shift are you? 3 or 1?
3.
Great. I'll reach out to shift 3, PNT, and see where you're at. And hopefully you'll get an update shortly.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, sir.
Of course, Jana. Thank you for all the good work you're doing. I quite keep it up.
Thank you. Have a good one, Stacy.
You too.
Sorry, Nancy.
Snow.
Hey, how we doing, since G-Dart?
I'm ready to do secretarial work.
Oh my god. Nancy, give me a second. I'm on the phone. Jakes, you're an FTO, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you know what the status is on Jana and her final eval?
Jana's gonna be on hold for a little while.
Okay, how come?
She's displaying some issues with self-awareness, situational awareness, pursuit etiquette, and pursuit communications.
Okay. Has she been made aware of these issues?
She has been, sir.
Okay. I think she might. I don't know whether she's just spoken to me, and I appreciate you keeping this between us. But she said that she got a final, she got a basic final or something like that. I think she feels like she's in a bit of I guess limbo or in the dark. So maybe she didn't get the message properly about the stuff that she needs to improve on. But maybe just touch base with her and kind of follow up, because she might just need a bit of direction and a bit of reminding on that kind of stuff.
That's fine. I'll give her a contact, and I'll wait some time because I know you guys just talked. So
yeah,
I'll give it some time before I let her know. But before I get off duty, I'll appraise her of the situation.
That'd be great. Thank you so much, Jakes.
My pleasure, sir.
All right, take care. Jakes is solid, dude. Jakes is fucking solid, man. There ain't a cop that you can just go to like Jakes and he'll just he's just a I don't even know what to call him. He's a soldier, man. He's just a soldier. He'll just fucking nod his head and do shit, and you ain't gonna get any issues from it neither. Hey, Nancy.
Hello, sir.
Hello. I don't know whether. Who else?
I'm here to do office things.
I'm not gonna bother Davenport. I've spoken to Kylie. There's Churro, Dan, Espinosa.
Let me give you some true feedback on Dan Faley. All right. He may have not had a body for a report from 19 days ago. He may have spiked me after I bravely gunned down the 2 men that gunned him down. But he is a person that consistently shows up for 77 requests.
Yeah, I'm
probably more than anybody. I think like Sweets, him, and Carter are the people that, and Ripley, but Ripley's a trooper. But they're the people that most show up to 77s when you ask for them.
That's really good to hear. Now listen, I have absolutely zero issues with Dan. I think he's another cop that fits the kind of ideal LSPD police officer in being they know how to work their job and they're reliable. And I think Dan has always been someone I can rely on. So yeah, he's a good cookie. How's shift 2 like LSPD stuff? Like, how is it from your POV? Because obviously I hear it from like a command perspective, but
I think we're starting to like grow a little bit of like culture that didn't like exist maybe a month ago, you know?
That's
there's
good.
like a little identity like forming, you know?
Yeah.
I think that Sweets is doing a really good job at putting together those like meetings. I think they really help the meetings.
Yeah, the meetings
like,
are really good. Yeah.
7 p.m., like 8 p.m. or whatever. Those meetings are actually like super helpful for that. I still, since I'm on every shift, you know, because I have issues. I will say this though, it's not the same thing for like shift 1 past 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Shift one past is that still shift 1, right? Shift 1 past 2 p.m.
Technically, yes, it is.
Shift 1 past 2 p.m. is like really struggling. Like,
in what way?
I feel like it there is some sort of like
That's
a click
tsunami.
forming. But it's like, in what way do I put it, right? I feel like if you're introducing new officers that are LSPD to that shift, they may feel isolated from because like I guess it's not a click that like kind of like uh doesn't want you to there, right? Like it's not that. It's not that there's a click that isolates people, but it's more like that, like I guess those core people they vibe very well together, but they're very few, right? Does that make sense? And
is this like Vivian Gray? Is that who you're on about?
I love Viv. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if you introduce somebody new to that shift or somebody's, let's say if you hire like 4 more people, they might have trouble adjusting to penetrating that click, if you understand what I mean.
Okay, so you're
Does that make sense? I feel like Sweets is more open and like welcoming, but I feel like we don't have enough staff on that shift per se at that hour. It's just very few people, and those people tend to ride together a lot, and they tend to have like some sort of intimacy with each other. That
who is it? I don't know
that
who
are-
exactly you're on about.
but whoever works, I'm not talking about one specific person. I'm just saying the regulars from that shift, like if you introduce, I feel like we're very few. And I honestly feel like, to be honest with you, I don't know what Suarez's reasoning was for, you know, the trooper shit, but I think that he may have felt also like left out from the department itself in a way, you know.
Yeah, I think I do, like, I am aware that there's
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Because I don't know what I'm trying to articulate. It's
I think it's just I think I know what you're saying. I think from tsunami to tsunami this time, it's like it's very easygoing. I think once that tsunami comes around, I'm not there, and then it's a while till Sweets gets there. And I think there might be a gap in between that tsunami and when shift 2 kind of starts, where it's kind of the shift 1.5, I would consider it, which is like, I think Vivian is around that time. I think Minerva's around that time. I think Erin's around that time. And those are the people that I would think, like, they're very close.
They're really tight, right? Yes,
Right.
they're really tight. And what I'm saying is, like, I don't care about, like, I guess, department identity in that way, right? As far as, like, I'm on every shift, so I don't lack that. I can have that in any other shift. But I feel like if you were to put an LSPD officer in that shift, because there's so few people in that shift that are LSPD that are regulars, they may feel alienated from the rest of them.
I think I get what you're saying. I don't think you're trying to say that it's a clique that's like, oh, we don't want anybody else.
Yeah, they're not like trying to exclude people. I'm saying that it's just like because
It feels so small that it's not welcoming or
yes, exactly, right? So maybe what I'm trying to say is perhaps